Hayah, in the name of his imperial majesty, the only begotten Son, Yahusha Hamashiach. Greetings, beloved brethren. This message is for the elect, the remnant, the called out ones, the living ones in this hour. I'm speaking this specifically to you and for you. So take heed. This is imperative, important. This is a very urgent message, and is very relevant to today's society and the atmosphere of the world at large. And this will continue to fan the flame that is placed in your soul, in your bones, shut up in your bones, for the hour is at hand. Now, the devil has been fighting me and doing what he does, really trying to delay and hinder, technical difficulties, the phone overheating, so many disturbances, and you might hear a lot of disturbances, I'm sure, during the duration of this live feed. Loud car mufflers, people coming back past with their wicked music blasting, or, people looking at me funny, trying to intimidate or mock. Satan using them. So be aware of that. I have to do it in this manner because it's the way it must come forth. So I'm not looking at the chat. I'm just going to speak. Now be patient. Be patient. In your patience, possess ye your soul, because this is not on just a time limit. This is not just something I got a script for. I'm not reading off of a prompter. I am speaking from the mind of the Most High. So be patient, because the devil, he is working overtime. He is very much active and doing what he has planned to do from the beginning of his fall. He has an agenda. He has many agendas, plural with an S. He has many plans. He has plan A, B, C, D, E, all the way up to Z, with numerals added on to that alphabet. He has a lot of diabolical schemes and tactics, but he has an ultimate agenda, and we can see it from the beginning, as he was named Lucifer in the heavenlies, in Shamaim. He was decked out in precious stones, precious jewels was his covering. And he had the gift of instrument and song. He had the most beautiful overlay. He was one of the most beautiful angels. And he also had a high position. He was to cover the mercy seat with his beautiful wings, covering the mercy seat of the Most High. So at some point in his crazy, distorted, foolish, prideful, arrogant mind, he got the idea and the feeling to ascend above the stars, and he will accelerate far above the throne of the Most High. He shall be the Most High. This was his plan. This is his agenda. This is his ultimate agenda, is to be the Most High and have a world. He wants a world of his own where he governs and have all control. So he had this scheme and this thought in his mind, but he didn't just let it sit there. He actually put it to action. He implemented this wicked plot, and he ran around and was conspiring and telling the other angels, look, I'm great, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, worship me, bow down and worship me, I own you. And he caused them to be deceived. He caused one set of angels to be pitted against the other. The enemy of souls, Lucifer, Hashatan, caused friction and animosity in heaven. He coerced a set of angels, a third of the angels, to follow him based on his beauty and his look and his outward appearance. And we know that he ultimately got swatted down to the lowest state. He got swatted down to the earth, got swatted down to hell, and a third of the angels was dragged down with him due to his tail. We understand this by reading the scriptures. We see that. So the devil calls all of this in the heavenlies, all of this disruption in Shamaim. Imagine what he is doing here on earth. The same thing. He got the same wicked goal and wicked plans. And he's putting a number of agendas in place to ultimately achieve his number one goal: be the Most High, have a world. Now we know that the enemy is the power of this world. He is the God, the God of this world, and he is the prince of the air. He is the prince of this fallen technology, the prince of the satellites, and the prince of the communication system and the telephone and the wires. He's a prince of all of these devices, electronics. He's the prince of all of this world. But the Most High is a king of the universe. He is a king of creation. He is a king of righteousness. The Most High is the creator. Satan is still a creature that has to come crawling before the throne. And I'm pretty sure he gets much depression and he gets hurt every time he sees that mercy seat, which he once covered, which he once had access to cover. I'm pretty sure he gets very wroth when he sees that mercy seat and he has to come crawling for mercy. To carry out any scheme or any tactics, he needs authorization from the Almighty. And the Most High allowed things to happen, so-called bad things to happen, because it's all going to work out for the greater good for those that are called according to the Most High's will and keep his commandments. So with so many agendas, I'm just going to touch on a few that we see in today's society. Most of them, they have been going on since the 60s and 50s and decades ago, but it's still being active and it's still being fueled today. So in no particular order, I have a few agendas of the enemy, of the serpent. Okay, one I will say is this women's liberation, feminist movement, this Me Too movement, where women want to have this power and have all of this control. Wicked women, by the way. These are wicked whore women. They're not of the Most High. And so I understand wanting to be treated fairly and wanting to have equal wages for the work that you do. I understand wanting to be treated with some dignity. I get that. But see, the devil is behind this, pulling the strings. So it is escalated beyond just equal wages and fair treatment. They are breaking up families. They want to go out there and put, the man down under their heels. So it's the devil want man against woman, woman against man. That is what Satan wants out of his woman's liberation. And then they are in cahoots with the LGBTQ community, which they really wanted to be LGBTQ plus a P. And that P stands for pedophilia. But they haven't really corroded the masses down to such a disturbed state of mind. They haven't really corrupted man's morals to that lowest degree that they can't implement the pedophilia agenda in the LGBTQ. They can't institute that just yet. But trust me, they want it. They planning on it. So they want it to be LGBTQ ? And that question mark denotes whatever perversion you prefer. If you want to go out there and make love to an animal, make love to a dog, have sexual relations with a tree, or sexual relations with a doorpost or with a stop sign, you have all rights to do it under this question mark. You have all the right, and it is fair treatment for you. That's what they want. LGBTQP question mark. It's an agenda from Satan. It's an agenda. And then also that coincided with transgenderism. A man can be a woman can be a man, a boy can be a girl, and a girl can be a boy. Whatever you feel that you are, despite whatever is in your pants and whatever sexual organs you have naturally, you can be whatever you feel like being. It's sick. And Satan is doing this agenda. It is all a scheme. It is all a scheme. All these agendas of Satan is to cause distractions against his ultimate agenda, which is to be the Most High. And so, also too, you got this BLM, Black Lives Matter, which is wicked. It is a wicked movement because you're saying Black Lives Matter. That is suggesting or implying that white lives don't matter, or brown or Asian or whatever. White lives don't matter. So now you got this group that is being promoted by who? You got some rich billionaire devil, decrepit old pasty devil that is funding this movement. This devil named George. He is giving his riches into this group, this Black Lives Matter group, for them to do what with the money? Go out and protest, throw up their fist, wear a sign, have a picket sign, go out there with a microphone, a bullhorn, and project their voice. They got their black fist up, their curls out, they mask off, and they out there doing what? Disturbing the peace, disturbing the flow of traffic, just holding up traffic, stopping the flow to cause a riot. Now, I understand we need justice, but that is not the way it's going to happen. It ain't going to happen through no Black Lives Matter. I understand that the police are doing dirt. Some of them are corrupted with their so-called authority. So I get police brutality is an actual occurrence. It is real. We all seen the video and the several different videos of police brutality. And so they go out here under the guise of we're going to march for equality and justice, and we're going to do it peacefully. So they say it's peaceful protest, but how can it be peaceful when it was started by Satan? How can it be peaceful if it was started by the enemy who has nothing but war in his heart? How can it be peaceful? So it is an illusion to cause a disruption, to cause people to pick a side. And they're making so-called black people look terrible out there. Look like entitled, angry, violent gorillas. And if George Soros, this devil, and I don't even like saying this cursed, stupid name, but if this devil really cared about so-called black people, he would take his riches and do something way more useful for the black community. He would go to the hood where there is mainly a population of black people. He would go to the so-called ghetto and these impoverished neighborhoods, these low-income housing, and he will beautify the neighborhood. He will build new homes. He would put in place black-owned businesses. He would put qualified teachers, I'm talking about spiritually qualified leaders who will educate the people to let them know that they are not black at all. They're not black at all. So how can a black life matter when they're not black at all? They're indeed, in fact, the children of the scriptures. They're the children of the promise, the children of the covenant, the Hebrews that was stolen from the homeland. He would teach the people their Hebraic identity. But see, George Soros is an agent of Satan here to do the agenda of Satan, one of his agendas. Okay? And so this Black Lives Matter is facilitating a cognitive position where they're pretty much anti-police. They don't like the police. They are anti-government. They're anti. And so that you put in the police against this Black Lives Matter group. You see what the devil is causing? Strife and division. You got the LGBTQ agenda against the heterosexual community and people who are conservatives, and they don't want to go into this distorted version of marriage or this distorted version of family. So you got the devil putting these agendas so he can keep everybody all stirred up and aggravated and agitated and bothered. And meanwhile, he is implementing his ultimate agenda behind the scenes. And either side that you pick, you lose. Even if you pick to be anti-LGBTQ, anti-Black Lives Matter, anti-women's liberation, if you choose to be anti all of these agendas, you lose because you're anti an illusion. You're against something that's not even real in the first place. And anytime that you see somebody with a Make America Great Again hat on, now you're triggered because you're anti-Trump. So now you are going based on these emotions that have been induced in you due to the television and the media and the social media and all this propaganda and the agenda. And that is how you lose. Let me tell you what that means. Now you're all hot and bothered when you see somebody with a Black Lives Matter shirt on. And what is that doing to you psychologically? It's damaging you psychologically because you're mad at a lie. The Black Lives Matter movement is not the real problem at hand. It's not a real issue. It is a prop on the devil's stage. It is an illusion, a delusion to keep you discombobulated and distracted. So now you're psychologically invested in something that is not true. So that's causing you to have a mental problem. You're messed up in your mind. And then you want to go on a biological scale. You want to go to what it's doing to you physically. You are losing because physically it is setting off these emotions in you, stressing you. You're all hot and bothered and ready to fight when you see someone that is in a group that you're anti, in a group that you don't like. Now it is distressing you on a cellular level, and you are setting off free radical cells in you, which are killing you slowly but surely. And you're also setting your hormones to be imbalanced, and certain chemicals are coming out of you into your bloodstream and causing problems. You got thyroid issues, you got stomach issues, because there is a biological distress that is happening in you whenever you see your groups that you don't like. Okay, so that's how you lose. Even if you're for these groups, you lose. If you're against these groups, you lose. Wake up. Satan is a master deceiver, and what he is doing is deceiving the masses on so many different levels of the scale, okay? And then you got, with this whole COVID-19, this coronavirus, you got mandatory mask wearing in place. You have, I told y'all somebody with a loud muffler and motor is going to come riding past. That ain't going to be the first one. So you got this mandatory mask wearing implemented, and social distancing. Make sure you keep 6 feet apart. That is causing people to foster stress and be bothered and tense, because the average person do not want to wear a mask every day, everywhere they go. They just don't. It's cumbersome. It's annoying. It's a nuisance. It's just not necessary. So the average person don't want to wear a mask. And me personally, at the beginning of this whole ordeal concerning this COVID-19, I was like, I'm not wearing a mask. It's stupid. You won't catch me in one. And I don't fear, and I'm not worried about it. And I still hold the same sentiments as far as I don't fear, I'm not afraid, and the Most High is my protection. But I had to wear a mask at one point because a certain business required for me to do so. And I put it on, and I actually enjoyed wearing a mask. And I'm going to tell you why. I enjoy wearing a mask to the degree of being discreet in public. I actually enjoy being discreet in public. I enjoy my discretion. To go to a certain place and, not have an open mouth and a whole open nose to all of their smoke and their strange smells, and, to have some barrier of protection against the droplets that come out of their mouth when they sneeze or cough or talk or laugh. I like wearing a mask to keep me some level of comfort against those certain things that I just named. But that is where it pretty much ends. And it has not been scientifically nor medically proven to stop and truly get rid of this airborne virus, because a virus is microscopic. It can go through any fabric of a mask. It can go through that. So how is it really a protection? So the problem is not the mask itself. It is the fact that it is not voluntary and it is enforced. That is the problem. That they're forcing you to wear a mask. They're forcing you to believe that this mask is like some golden holy grail that's going to stop you from harming yourself and harming others. You see? Hold on 1 second. That's the problem, is when it is enforced and pushed upon the public, because they're basically saying you can't come into my business and exchange your currency for my goods and services unless you have a mask on your face. They're saying you cannot step foot into my establishment unless you have a mask. You can't get your baby's milk. You can't get those diapers. You can't get that water. And you can't get those light bulbs for your everyday needs. You can't get all of these things unless you got a mask across your face and you keep social distancing 6 feet. So that is where the red flag is raised. The alarm is raised, right? Because it's implemented. It is made mandatory. So that is causing people to be just tense. And they're building up all of this animosity because, like I said, with all these agendas, it's causing strife. It's causing melee. It's causing a psychological and cognitive distress signal. And people are harboring this, and they're heaping it up in their mind and in their psyche and in their soul, because they're doing things that they don't really want to do. They're participating in something that is not real and that is causing them to be angry without a true cause. So they're harboring all of these negative emotions. That is what Satan wants. And then you got these plans, these agendas on every level of the pyramid. The higher ups, the so-called upper echelons, the elites that's going to be deleted pretty soon when the Most High says enough is enough. They're going to be deleted. They are, of course, doing just massive damage to not only America, but abroad, all over this continent, all over this earthly plane. They are destroying countries, funneling the life force out of nations. They are extracting natural resources and natural minerals from rich, naturally rich places, naturally rich countries. That's at the top of the pyramid. They own the banks. They own the media. They own all the world's currency at the top. And then it goes on down to the base of the pyramid, where you got your local police department. They've been infiltrated, but it's already been infiltrated from the beginning, because America was stolen from the indigenous people. They raped, robbed, plundered, spoiled, and killed, massacred, slaughtered the indigenous people of the land and established America. Satan did this. I'm not going to just say no they, these mystery theys. This is all Satan using bodies, using vessels of dishonor to promote his agenda. So I can't say, oh, the government's been infiltrated. Oh, the police have been infiltrated. Oh, the CIA has been infiltrated. Oh, media has been infiltrated. It has all been corroded from the beginning, because it started on bloodshed and wickedness. It started on bloodshed and wickedness. How can it be infiltrated when it was already corrupt from the beginning? So the police department, they got the Star of Baphomet right on their badge. They got, all of these Masonic symbols. They're laced out in their uniform with Masonic symbols. And that's why you see the beatings and the shootings and the unnecessary arrests and the unnecessary deaths that are taking place at the hands of these so-called police departments, because it wants to cause an outcry and an uprising so people can be hostile against the police and the police against the people. And the LGBTQ against the straight and heterosexual, the feminists against the man. You get what I'm saying? Black lives against white lives. These are agendas of Satan to stir up strife and stir up all of this ruckus while he creeps in his ultimate plan. And I'm going to get more into that. So it's going from a highest point, the very pinnacle of the pyramid, all the way down to the base grassroots level of the pyramid. It even goes down to your local Karen and Darren, who want to police their little sphere of influence, their little territory in their neighborhoods. They feel like they have the right to tell you what to do. They have the right and the authority because they have been hypnotized and programmed to believe they have some sort of white superiority complex. They believe they have the right to annoy and be a nuisance. So this is being stirred up in the psyche of the masses. And the masses are eating these agendas up. They're gullible, sheeple, goats even. Eating this stuff up, really being mad at Karen, being mad at Black Lives Matter. You mad at some random girl that's walking down the street with a Black Lives Matter shirt. She don't know why she's wearing that. She's just wearing it because she picked a side. And she's black and she feels proud, and she's seen the knee in George Floyd's neck, and she's seen the bullet in the back of all of these different ones. She's seen it. So she feel like, let me take my spot. Not realizing that she has lost. She's losing. She's participated in an illusion, and she's losing. And you're losing by being mad at her and being stirred up in wrath against what? A random person that you don't even know. So look at what Satan is doing, all of this damage. And people, like I said, they are hoarding all of this emotional distress and all of it. They're tired. They are really peeved off and really just tense and really pressured because the devil is applying all of this pressure. Satan is applying all of this pressure. Every time you got to go to work and get a temperature check before you even go slaving, you got to make sure you're adequate enough to go slaving. Now, I, for one, I can speak on this because currently I am on the plantation. I work this job and it's just temporarily. Okay. Just temporarily. I'm working this job. And before I enter in, they got a machinery set up every day of my shift. I have to go in, clock in, before I clock in, get a temperature scan. Now they have this machinery, which I'm pretty sure is not good for your body. It's not healthy for your body. It is shooting off these X-rays and these gamma rays and penetrating your skin and reading your temperature. That can't be good. And I'm pretty sure it's going to cause cancer and a lot of other ailments and sickness in the body of those who are not protected. Me, I trust and I believe in the Most High. He has me. He has me safe and sound. And he allotted me this temporary position on the plantation for a certain reason. Okay? So you get your temperature check, and then they will hand you a mask if you don't bring one of your own. They have one prepared for you. These cheap masks that are made in China and made of material that can cause cancer and cause other sicknesses. They have these cheap masks that they give to the majority, give to the masses. And so you got to put that on and wear that for the whole duration of your shift. And my shift is 10 hours. 10 hours. And sometimes 11 with mandatory overtime. So you're going 10 hours. And then on top of that, they have created positions. They've created job positions specifically to harass, literally. It's like hall monitors, basically. Hall monitors that watch your every step, and they say things like, social distancing, keep 6 feet. Make sure you wait till the person in front of you goes down the steps to 6 feet. Make sure you keep your mask. Pull that mask above your nose. Oh, watch your step. Oh, don't stay there. Oh, don't do this. Oh. So they've created a job position specifically for these people to harass and to keep you bothered. Who wants to hear that all day? Grown folk. Treated like dumb little kids. Told every day, all day, continually. 6 feet, 6 feet. Keep away from me. Back off. All of this panic. And they claim they're doing it in the name of safety, but it is all facilitated out of the devil's mind of fear. False evidence appearing real. I don't know who came up with that acronym, but I like that because that's the truth. It is false evidence appearing real. So it appears real that I got to wear a mask to keep myself covered and safe and protected. But it's false evidence. They haven't proved it at all. And we know that the Most High is the ultimate protection. It's not some cloth. But this is parts of the devil's agendas to keep everyone anxious and keep everyone so tense and troubled. The devil is troubling the masses because ultimately what he wants you to do is bubble over. He wants you to boil over. He wants all of this programming that has been placed in your mind. He wants all of the lies from the television, from the media, from the news, from the social media, from word of mouth, from all of these conspiracies, all of these lies. He wants all of this to just explode in you, and then you just go mad. You snap. So the next time you go to work, you're waiting. I mean, you're a ticking time bomb. And there's going to be one little straw that broke the camel's back. So basically, your boss, your master, gonna come up to you, or some other person, your employee, or that hall monitor, that COVID monitor, is gonna say, social distancing, make sure you keep your mask on. And you gonna tear that mask off your face and throw it at them and curse them out and snap on anyone else who tries to interfere and uphold that regulation. You're gonna just snap and curse everybody out and fight. And Satan wants blood. So you're gonna see a lot of people just going out to the trunk of their car, coming in and shooting up the place, shooting up everything in sight. That's what Satan wants. He wanted to all spill over to the outward, spill over to the streets. Go stick it to the man. Go fight against the system. Go lift up your fist and show your pride for your race. Go do that. And you do it with anger. Do it with rage. Do it with boldness. That's what the Satan is fostering. He is trying to register and install that in the minds and the psyches of people. And he has successfully done that. Don't you think that all of it is going well and it seems like the smooth sailing and everything is kind of calm? It's the calm before the storm. Because with this whole protesting and Black Lives Matter and George Floyd situation and all the others who has died by the hands of police brutality and whatnot, the riots that have ensued, you see that they went out there in the name of peaceful protesting. But how is it peaceful if they begin to turn over cars and damage businesses, damage their own community, damage their own downtown, damage their places that they frequent to shop and buy? They went out there and stirred up and got really angry and started to degrade their whatever they saw, and pepper spraying, graffitiing, throwing bricks through windows, breaking up, throwing trash everywhere, looting, acting like beasts, burning up. This is what Satan wants. That was all just a forerunner to what Satan wants the world to look like at large. That is what the plan and the outcome that Satan wants for the world at large. He wants everybody to go out there, not just Black Lives Matter. He wants your patriotic American lover to go out there angry. This is not the America that I once knew. This is not the America that I fought for. This is not my America that I fought in the Gulf and the war for. And I went over to Afghanistan and I stood and I protected America. This is not the America that I joined the service for. They're going to go out there. They're already, doing little protests in their communities, to their local government offices. They're going to Washington, D.C. We don't want to wear a mask no more. Let us open our business up and leave us alone. Stop you regulating our businesses. This is America. They want you to get mad. This ain't a black and white thing. This is not a black and white war. And there's a singer named Desiree who I'm very fond of, because the way she is gifted and the way the Most High has allowed her to express the gift, it speaks volumes to me. And in one of her songs, while she was singing live, she gave a brief speech, and what she said in this jewel, she said that the war is not white against black. And I'm paraphrasing, but she said the war is not racism. That's not the war. The war is against life. Satan is anti-life. That's the war. And that spoke so much volume to me. And the Most High has watered and caused that seed to flourish. And He's given me more enlightenment as to what that truly means. Satan is against life. This government is against life. The war is against life. It's not a race war. It's not. That's petty. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a jealousy for melanin, because melanin is a benefit. It is. It is a benefit. And having kinky hair is a benefit. So there is a jealous for that. There is a jealous for the jealousy for the black, so-called black look. And also the so-called black people of the transatlantic slave trade are in fact the people of the scriptures, the children of Yasharal. They are actually the people of the promise. That is a fact. Those that have been stolen from their homeland, sold as chattel on the market for the highest bidder, and shipped to the four corners of the Atlas. It has been prophesied in scripture, and it's been foretold. These are the people of the scriptures. So-called black is not the nation. It is not the identity. So how can it be a black thing or a white thing? It is more like the Most High. He chose a certain nation to show forth His praises. And don't get me wrong, not all Israel is Israel. Not all Yasharal is Yasharal. So I'm not saying all these black folk, so-called black people, are righteous and that they have fulfilled their destiny and their calling. I'm not saying that. That's not true. It's only a remnant. So that does play a role, and it does spill over to race in a sense, but it's more like nation against nation. It's more like the nation of the promise and the children of Abraham, the nation of Abraham, in which the promise was called, against the other nations, which are called the Gentiles, heathens. And so you want to be angry about that? That you take that up with the Most High. He did call a certain nation unto Himself. He did call a certain nation to show forth His character and His laws and His commandments and His mind in the earth, and to rule righteously. That is a fact. And if you don't receive that, you don't appreciate that, you feel like, oh, we are all one and color doesn't matter and the Hebrew people doesn't matter anymore, and I've been grafted in. Well, you better take heed of yourself and hold yourself down, because you are not to boast against the natural branches. You're being grafted in. That means you was taken from a whole other tree. And that tree was a wild tree by nature. The scriptures say the Gentiles are wild by nature. They're wild branch. You were broken off of that tree. The Most High believed in you. Through Yahushua HaMashiach, you got this opportunity through the Savior. He gives you opportunity and he says, okay, I'm going to give you a chance to be grafted into my tree. So he took you and wrapped you on his tree, wrapped you, and is giving you time to be infused and become one with the branch. But if you, in the process of becoming infused, in the healing process, if you being grafted in, you decide you want to boast against the natural branches and say, look at me, I'm one of y'all. Y'all don't matter. We all matter. I'm just, I'm just like you. No. You're going to be cut off just as easy as you was put in. And you're going to be shipped back to that old tree you was from. Because you're adopted. Humble yourself. You want to come against the natural children. You're adopted. So humble yourself, and if you don't, you're going to be sent back to that foster home. You're going to be rehomed and rehoused. You're going to be sent back to whence you came. Because Israel got broken off due to disobedience, due to them worshiping other powers and following the other nations and being stupid and disobedient and a rebel and stiff-necked and hard-hearted. And you were grafted in by love and compassion and grace. So if you were grafted in by that, how much more will the Most High graft his natural seed in, his natural branches in? If it was easy for you to be grafted in, how much more easier is it for the natural branch to be put back in place? And I got to go there. Because you got these so-called, Christians and, people who follow the scriptures saying that the nation of Israel don't matter no more. The nation of Yasharah, the nation of the Hebraic people, of the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we're all one. In essence, we are all one, but there is still order in the kingdom. There is still order in the nations. There is still one nation above all. And that is the nation of Yasharah, who is righteous. Not the wicked version of Yasharah, not that stiff-neck, stuck in their sin, stuck on stupid, stuck on rebellion version. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the nation of Yasharah who are conjoined with the Most High in power. They have power with the Most High and man. Know your role. Most High has order. He has order in his kingdom. And so this race war and this race baiting, it is convoluted. It is a distraction because that's not the real issue at hand. Yes, there is truth in that. Yes, we can see that there is one group that has been suppressed. That group is the so-called African American black man. And I just told you what the matter is with that. It's not just because the skin. It's not just because of that. It's because of the promise. It's because of the mandate that the Most High written, not just in a book, but on heavenly tablets. It's because of the lineage and the promise that he made to Abraham. That is why these other nations is attacking us. Not because your woolly hair and your cool little swagger and because you can dance and sing and your full lips and your hips. And it's not because of the size of your phallus and your strong, robust beard and it's not because of your stature and strength and all of these incredible physical feats that you can accomplish. It's not because of that. It's not because we're so greater than other nations. No, it's because of the promise the Most High made to Abraham. That's why. And so the devil want that to look like a race war. And so it is all strategized. The devil is well planned. He is well planned in what he is doing. This is not just random occurrences. These are not just unforeseen circumstances. The devil has been plotting this from the beginning of his fall. He's like, I'm going to destroy this place. I'm going to take over. I'm going to be the power. They're going to bow down and worship me. They're going to know me as the Almighty. Yes, that's his plan. He wants a world. He wanted that from the beginning when he thought in his heart he will ascend above the Most High. He still has that stupid idea. All right? So the vibration of the world at large, they are very gullible to the tactics of the enemy. And they're staticky. They're on edge. They're uneasy. They are tossed to and fro, sporadic. They're erratic. They are just totally discombobulated. But the righteous are still, calm. They are firm in their confidence in the Most High. The righteous are hearing the orders, the marching orders of the Most High in this hour to get out. Get out of Babylon. Come out of her, my people. Commit not none of her sins. Commit not none of those atrocities. Be not partakers of her plague. And get out of there. Because Babylon is falling. And it is going to be totally destroyed. Great shall be the fall of it. So the righteous, they're not moved by all of this mask wearing and this mandatory social distancing, all of these agendas. Because we know the Most High is in control. He has told us what it is he expects from us. And we obey. So, like I said, with this mandatory mask wearing, it would be fine if it was voluntary. But since it is enforced, it is preparing, setting the stage for the mark of the beast. Because the devil wants to continue to push your boundaries, push your basic human rights. Push it. So you just, okay, let me give in. Let me just put on this mask, go in the store and just get it done. Let me just stick this needle all the way up my nose, swab the substance and pull it out and give it to them so they can see that I don't have any COVID. And then you wonder why you got a headache afterwards and you don't feel good. You just stuck a needle up your nose and touched your brain with it. But the devil wants you to relax. Relax your boundaries. Relax your restrictions. Relax your morals. Relax your dignity. Relax your rights. Relax. So he can strip you. And you look around, you have no resistance. You have no boundaries. And you do whatever he says. So that's what the masses is set up for. They're set up to take the mark of the beast. He's already been enforcing certain rules. It didn't just start with the mandatory mask requirement. There's been many other things he's made mandatory. Mandatory car insurance, for example. Now, we can rationalize that, the pros and the cons, because, okay, you get into an accident, you have this entity to help mediate and litigate the situation. And that takes a load of stress off of you. But really, in all actuality, you could handle that matter between you and the person by yourself. You don't need a mediator. You don't need the government or some other person to help you get this situated. So that's just one example I could give out of so many. But this mandatory mask wearing is setting the stage for mandatory vaccinations. Mandatory sticking a needle in your arm that is full of poison. This vaccine that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates of hell family, that's the Bill Gates of hell, is pushing this vaccine. And he's went to other countries. He went to villages vaccinating the people of those lands. He went to melanated people, his pale devilish self, going to melanated people and telling them, look, you're sick, you're not good, you're not well, take this and it'll help you make you feel better. And he has slaughtered so many people. Not to mention that he's taking children from their mother and funneling them to be sacrificed to Molech. He is a devil. He is an agent of Satan to do his agenda, to do these diabolical, wicked plots and ploys. He's a decoy for the devil. But in this vaccine, they got strands of AIDS, strands of animal DNA, all types of strange strands. And all this poison, mercury, and all types of things in there that is going to do more damage. And it's going to raise the mortality rate than the so-called COVID coronavirus itself. The so-called cure is going to kill more than the disease itself. It has coronavirus in the vaccine. So it's going to give you coronavirus too. And on top of that, like I said, the war is against life. That is why the devil is really pushing all of these schemes. That is the war. The logo shouldn't be Black Lives Matter or White Lives Matter. It should be life matters. The Most High's breath matters. The breath that he has breathed into the nostrils of man, that man has become a living soul. The devil is attacking that breath. For those who have been authorized to naturally come through the matrix of the womb and through the birth canal lawfully, and given the breath of the Most High, and given the opportunity of life, and not just life itself, but life more abundantly through Yahushua HaMashiach, the devil is attacking that. And you can see it on every level of life. You can see it even in the vegetation and plant life. Devil is attacking that life. You got Monsanto's. You got these GMOs and pesticides. And the devil is depleting the soil of its minerals and of its natural vitamins and supplements and its healing properties. You can see it in the sky. The devil is putting chemicals to stop the life of the sun that penetrates. The rays cannot penetrate all this smog and all of this poison that's in the skies that is trickling down, of course, upon the land and on man. And the trees are, they're not vibrant. The greenery we see is all dull. That's not real green. It's not really flourishing out here like it was in the beginning. It's not an oasis. The devil has been attacking life on every scale. You see the animals, they get hunted and slaughtered and sold on the market for meat, sold for their fur. The life of the animals. You see the water life. The water is being tainted, is already filled with fluoride in your faucet and all these oil spills and all of the corruption and garbage that is in the water. The devil is attacking life. And you can even see it in this COVID situation. Look at the death rate, the mortality rate. I know some of the numbers are inflated, but it shouldn't be no numbers. Okay, you got people going to the doctor and to the hospital with some common cold or sneeze or sniffle or itch in their throat, and they just want to get a regular checkup, and they're getting locked in there saying, "Oh, you got COVID, buddy. You got the package. You got corona. We are going to need to keep you here." And then they skip all of the medical procedures, all of the normal medical protocols that they do to just check, level 1. Okay, let me see the normal checkup. Let me do that. They jump straight to extreme measures. They jump straight to the last ditch effort. And they bypass the hydroxychloroquine, which many doctors, and I'm not just one to go off of word of mouth or go off of hearsay, but it's been testified that this hydroxychloroquine is a cure for this corona strand, this strand of virus. You take that along with a dosage of iron, and they have a high success rate. They have a high rate of those who have recovered. There's many doctors out there. Not all the doctors are corrupted and getting paid for death, because most of these medical institutions, these hospitals, they are being paid by the government to write COVID on the death certificate. They're getting paid thousands, I believe like $13,000 for each patient who succumbed to this so-called virus, who dies in their hospital. They're getting paid. So the hospital, the medical staff, they want this incentive. They want blood money. The love of money is the root of all evil. They want it. They'll kill for it. They'll torture. They're torturing these patients and isolating them from their family. Can't nobody come visit them because they have corona. And you'll catch it if you come and see your loved one. You'll catch it. You can't see them. You can't know that they die. You can't know what's going on. So this is the tactics of the enemy. He is attacking life, and he's attacking the breath, because when they get there, like I say, these health administrators or these nurses and the staff, they jump right to putting these individuals, their patients, on a ventilator, a respirator. So the devil is giving them artificial breath. He's breathing into him his artificial breath, giving them his corrupted wind of animation. And that is certain death. As soon as they get on that, they're straddling between the realm of life and death, and they're plugged up to the machine of Satan, which is inhaling and exhaling death into them. Not breath of life that the Most High gives, but he's inhaling and exhaling death into them. And what it is doing to their lungs, it is forcing the wind of Satan in their lungs and stretching it beyond measure, stretching it beyond its natural capacity. It is stretching it to the point where it cannot go back to normal. It is done. So as soon as they pull the plug, these people go to death. And it's sad. It's sad. But this is the depopulation control in full effect. This is depopulation of Satan. He has implemented this. He has had this in his heart from the beginning. And look at it taking place. Look at it taking place. You think a lot of people, okay, you think it's just a scheme and a scam. And indeed it is, but that scheme and scam is working to a degree. It's working in a sense that it is actually causing damage. It's not some innocent joke. It's not just something that is a scam that is harmless. It's not a prank. The devil is doing damage and he's killing. He's destroying, doing what he was sent to do: kill, steal, and destroy. And so with all these agendas, The masses is under intense pressure psychologically, spiritually, and since they refuse to repent and refuse to acknowledge the Most High, they have the mark of the beast. They have it. They have it in their spirit. They've been set up for it all this time that they thought they could waste and play and do whatever they want and toil in Babylon and work to be rich and work to be famous and work to be comfortable in this wicked land. They have the mark of the beast. And it's going to be activated totally, and it's going to be seen and made manifest outwardly when they get this vaccine. And they make it mandatory. And they're talking about you can't travel. You can't get out. You can't get out of Babylon unless you got a vaccine. That is what the devil wants, because he is trying to stop and hinder the exodus of the righteous. He's trying to hold us hostage here. So although they haven't enforced it yet, they still got travel restrictions, travel bans on American travelers. They still have stipulations. You got to get quarantined if they think about letting you in. You got to get quarantined and prove to them that you actually took a test and that you have tested negative for this virus. That's setting the stage, and we only got a sliver of time to get out. And I mean literally get out, flee, and make haste. So you got people out here that still don't get it, and they're calling themselves Hebrew and wrapping themselves up in this garb and this outward appearance and looking all holy and looking all set apart. They got their tassels on and they grew their beard out, and they wear these elegant and elaborate clothing and decorating themselves, but they still got invested interest in this wicked, cursed land that is prophesied to be utterly destroyed. Don't make no sense. And you misunderstand scripture. You don't know what you read. You're mistaken when you say the Most High is going to get us out. You're mistaken when you say that from the aspect of, I ain't got to do nothing then. You saying that with the spirit, okay? Most High is going to just whisk me away in this poof of smoke, and I'll be carried off on the wings of an eagle and magically appear in some safety zone. You kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. But that's because you have sold yourself a dream. You are still dreaming the American dream, whether you admit it or not. You still got some invested interest here. You're still emotionally attached. You still remember, oh, that was the house I grew up in. Oh, that was my first school. And oh, that was the park that I got my first kiss in and I met my husband or I met my wife. Oh, that is the business and the land that my great grandfather had. And he passed it down on to me. And I will keep his legacy strong. Oh, look at me. Here's pictures of me at the Washington Monument. And here is me at the wherever place in Babylon. Here is me at the Golden Arches. Here is me in California at the beach. Here is me. You're holding all these memories. And you don't want to leave. And you think that the Most High is just going to poof you away in some cloud. Oh, ye of little faith. And then you want to say you got faith like Abraham. And you are a seed of Abraham, who is the founder of faith in his dispensation. Patriarch of faith. Imagine if Abraham just, after he got the vision of the Most High telling him, Abraham, I will give you a land that I govern. And I will give you a country where I dwell. I will send you afar off to a place where your fathers have not known, and I will establish in you a great promise. Imagine Abraham saying, okay, let me set up an altar and a pillar, and let me bless the Most High and give him thanksgiving. And I am just going to sit here and wait. Not going to do anything because he said he's going to give it to me. So I'm not going to gather up my things and gather myself together and my family and take a journey and pick up my feet and go do any physical labor or do any physical effort. I'm just going to sit here and just wait on it. Just wait on it. Pray on it. Most High got this. No, he got up and went. He got up and took that escapade, that journey. He did it. He didn't have no GPS. He didn't have no Google Maps. He didn't have no itinerary. He didn't know where he was going, but he went by faith. But oh ye of little faith, you said the Most High is just going to pick you up and take you out with you doing nothing on your part to do anything to physically get out. You're lying to yourself. You ain't even got little faith. You don't have any real faith because faith without works is dead. Faith without putting it to use and putting it to action and putting it to work and exercising it, it is deceased. It is null and void. It is nothing. It is dead, empty. But you got faith. No, you don't. You ain't got nothing. Because you don't believe the Most High when he say get out. And you say he's going to do it. Yes, he's going to do it. He's doing it in your mind by telling you the alert, the warning, the hour is at hand, urgent, get out of here. This is a mandatory eviction notice. Get out. But you want to just say, you know what? In my mind and in my spirit, in my soul, I get out of Babylon. I am at perfect shalom in my mind. And I am trusting in the Most High to just move this mountain in me. And I'm just going to stay put and I'm going to buckle down. I'm going to brace myself and I'm not going to put in no physical labor. Because in my mind, I'm at peace and I'm with the Most High. I don't care about all this distress and all this chaos and this rumors of war and all what's going to happen in Babylon. It ain't going to happen to me, even if I stay in Babylon. What kind of foolishness is that? Imagine Lot saying that. Righteous Lot saying that. Oh, in my mind, I am not in Sodom and Gomorrah. In my mind, I'm still actually with Abraham. I'm still with him and I'm at peace and at ease and I am at comfort and I'm with the Most High and I'm not surrounded by debauchery and filth and homosexuality and all these crazy corrupt acts. I am at total zen within and I have escaped the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in my mind, inwardly. No, Abraham lived in reality. And Lot lived in reality. He lived in reality, okay? He was continually vexed by the conversation of the wicked. Both day and night, he was troubled. He would look and see. He was like, what? What are they doing? What are y'all doing? What is going on? Oh, my Father, I hate this place. Oh, this is wicked. Now, he made a mistake by moving alongside Sodom. Yes, he did. But I believe that they held him hostage there. This is what I believe. I believe they were stalking and watching him. And every step he made, day and night, every move he made, they were watching. Because they watched every traveler that came in there. And you want to talk about being gang stalked. You want to talk about being targeted individual and you're being remotely monitored and you got all these eyes on you. Lot was gang stalked indeed. So I believe they cornered him and pressured him and threatened him because he would a long time go hitch tail out of there, got out of Dodge. And that's why the Most High had to send himself and the two angels with him because the stench of Sodom and Gomorrah rose up before him in the heavenlies. All of this debauchery and torment and this injustice that they were doing, all of this rose before the Most High. And he was like, I got to go inquire of this myself. What is going on? And we know the account. He met with Abraham with the two angels. And he sent the two angels back to actually survey and see the city, and also to get the message to Lot that he got to get out and make haste. And you see, the angels went there, and Lot was refreshed. I mean, he was welcoming them in. He bid them in and said, come in, stay with me. He was refreshed to see righteous individuals, although these were divine entities of the Most High. And he bid them in, told them to stay with him, because they was like, okay, we're going to go see what the town's all about. He was like, no, 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 no. Just stay with me, you just stay. And next thing you know, you see them beating down the door, trying to get into Lot and get to the men that were with him. And like I said, the Most High, he protected Lot all that while he was inside him, because their custom was to totally rape, rob, and destroy anyone who came into their town. That's just how that was their rules and regulations. That was normal to them. And you see that Lot was protected, and even his daughters were virgins, so they couldn't even rape his daughters. So the Most High kept them from killing Lot and his family. He kept and preserved Lot because Lot was righteous. But it boiled over to the point where they came and knocked at the door, beating at the door. And they said, Lot, you got to let us have at it. These strange men looking kind of good. These foreigners, these travelers, you know our custom. We rape those who come and visit, and we rob them, and we kill them. So come, give us and let us know these men. Let us know them. If you don't, we're going to do worse to you. And so angels had to come and rescue Lot. And they told him, we already know what's going on. You can't stop us from seeing what's out in this town, trying to forbid us not to go out, because the Most High has said that he's going to destroy this place suddenly, very soon, quickly. And you got to get out of there. And Lot was a little bit distraught. He was a little bit taken back, starstruck. He was a little bit just kind of caught off guard. And he asked, well, let me go and tell, and let me gather myself. He needed time to actually, settle it in his heart. So the Most High knows that the people of Yasharal, his chosen people, the righteous, you have been accustomed to this land. You have acclimated here. You have gotten used to the system. All you ever known was Babylon and the ways of this wicked land. That's all you ever seen. So he has given us a sliver of time to prepare thyself. But you can see the door is closing. The curtain is closing. The hour is at hand. The Most High is saying, get out from among her. I'm getting ready to destroy this place. And if you don't get out, you're getting destroyed with them. So we can see that Lot, he told everyone that the Most High is getting ready to do this. Everyone that was in his circle, in his family. And, some didn't believe and counted him as a mocker. And he told the ones that actually took heed and hearkened to him, don't you look back. When we run, don't look back. The Most High said don't do it. Now, what is your excuse? Couldn't the Most High just covered Lot and, he let him just stay there and destroyed everything around him? Yes. But the Most High said, get out, because he want to utterly destroy it. That means every inch of it. So what is your excuse? What are you talking about? I'm going to stay here and Most High going to work it out. What are you talking about? He said, come out. He didn't send a lot. He didn't send these two angels, these two witnesses to say, just stay put, Lot. Just stay right there and watch what happens to the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah. He didn't send them to go and tell him to just sit. No, he sent them to tell them to go make haste. And the thing about it is, you have multiple witnesses that has been coming to you telling you to make haste. The Most High not going to send you no two angels. He's not going to send you no physical angels like that. Because you have it in the word. You have it in the text. You have the prophecies from the beginning to the end. You have the vision. You have the mind of what the Most High said in his word. This is mind. And I'm also talking about not just the letter of the word, because the letter killeth. I'm talking about the spirit of the word, the spirit of life of the word. And if you can't hear that, then you don't have life and you don't know the Most High. And you cannot discern spiritually. You can't hear him saying, come out. You cannot discern the Most High. You don't know him. All you know is the letter of the word. And you're deceiving yourself. You think that your friendly Mr. Rogers neighbor is not going to turn on you when he gets hungry, when he cannot provide for his children that are crying for him, crying for food for him, when he cannot provide for his wife and his wife is looking at him in disgust and disappointment. What you think he gonna do? He gonna go to your house, kick down your door and bust your head and take your bread and your milk and whatever else he want. That's what he gonna do. He ain't gonna be your friendly Mr. Rogers neighbor no more. He not gonna be that. He's gonna turn because he's already been bit by the beast. These people are already bit by the beast. Most of them have already turned. They're already zombies. They're already the image of the beast. And you're gonna see it manifest. But some of them are turning. They're turning. And those we hope that they would get cured by the Most High. But many of them won't. They're going to fully get turned over into a zombified, wicked, devilish being. So you think while you're in Babylon, you're just going to buckle down. You know the prophecies. You know what is to happen to Babylon. You testify and say this land going to be wiped out, man. They're going to nuke this place. They're going to bomb this place. It's going to fall and crash. This going to be destroyed. Babylon going to fall. America going to fall. You know it. You say it. You witness it. You testify it. But yet you stay here. You like it. You want something from it. And you have deceived yourself with some Hollywood fantasy that when that nuclear warhead missile gets launched in the sky and comes falling down nigh your dwelling, that it's just going to explode all around you and annihilate everything around you, but you and your house are magically going to be unscathed and magically not going to be touched. That's stupid. And it's not real. It's a lie from Satan. That's like that Christian doctrine of this fairy tale that they're going to be raptured up on a rainbow carpet, on a rainbow chariot. No, it's not going to happen. They're not going to escape the wrath of the Almighty. He's going to pour out his cup of wrath on the head of Babylon, and he's going to pour it out and tap the bottom of it and drop the dregs on the head of this place. He's going to drop all the sediments, everything on this place. He's going to pour out all his wrath without mixture. You deceive yourself. When that nuke come down, it's annihilating everything. Babylon got to be utterly destroyed. It ain't going to be a cricketing in this land. It ain't going to be an ant, a roach. It ain't going to be a tick, a beetle, none of that. All of it is going to be destroyed. And imagine, even if it were true, that you are going to be magically protected in Babylon. You're going to Everything else around you is going to be destroyed, and everything around you is going to be wiped out. But you and your family going to be safe because you believe in the Most High. If that were true, why would you want to be in a land that is rubble and totally wasted? Why would you want to be in a land that is ashes and smoldering and full of chemical radiation and that is utterly desolate? Where are you going to go to do anything? How are you going to live? What are you going to do? That's stupid. Most High wants you to go to the safety place, the safety land that is reserved for the righteous. Not everybody's going to make it to the land. And I'm not just saying just because you leave out of America that you're safe. That's not what I'm saying. The Most High has reservation for his elect. And this is limited seating only. Not everybody's going to be seated in the wilderness and protected for time, and half a time. Not everybody's going to make it. Because you're not coming like the first Exodus. You're not leaving like that. Where they were practically only leaving because they had to. Because they were under forced labor. And they were tired of being misused and oppressed. You're not leaving like that. You're not leaving just because Babylon treating you bad. Because if Egypt was treating the Hebrews very well, feeding them very well, giving them what they want, giving them nice amount of pay, giving them just respect, you think they would have wanted to leave Egypt? You think they would have cried out to the Most High? You think they would have believed on him? If they didn't even believe Moshe at first when he came to them, he had to show them wonders via the staff and the hand of the Most High using Aaron as well. They didn't leave just because they loved the Most High and they believed the word that they heard only, believed the word only. They had to see. They had to have a comfortability within them to leave, and they had to be pressured. They had to say, something's better than this, something's better than nothing, hey, might as well go, let us go. And you see how they acted a fool in that wilderness afterwards. You see how they acted a fool even after they saw the mighty outstretched hand of the Most High doing all the plagues upon the Egyptians, doing all the plagues and the miracles, and even going and parting that Red Sea, leading them upon dry ground, and even leading them by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. They still acted a fool because they didn't leave righteously. The majority of them left because they just was pressured to, and just, okay, let me just leave because I got to. But you can't leave like that. If you have any reservations for Babylon still in your heart, then stay your behind in Babylon. You're not going to be safe even if you leave. Even if you have any invested interest, any emotional attachment, if you have anything that you want from this wicked land and this wicked whore system and this wicked beast system and this wicked place, you're going to die. And you're not fooling the Most High. And also, you can talk the talk. With your lips you do praise him, and you come nigh unto him with your mouth and your speech, but your heart, your mind, your integrity, your soul, and your devotion is far from him. The Most High don't want that mess. And he don't respect your lip service and all your talking. He don't care how much you can quote scripture and whatever you say. That don't mean nothing to the Most High. He's not a respecter of person, and he's not a respecter of you because you black and you may be actually of the land of Israel. You may be actually of the children of Abraham. Only by what? DNA? Even that is being corrupted due to your sin. Your sin is going all the way down to your DNA. And I'm speaking to everybody else that ain't righteous because I know y'all listening in. Y'all believing that y'all are the elect that I'm speaking to. But if you are partaking of anything of this wicked land, you still want your babies to grow up and be successful and uphold the standard of your family name and your family tradition. You still want them to get that diploma and make those grades and be excellent in their academic pursuits. And you still want them to go on to higher education and higher learning and become, you know, this prestigious graduate from these accredited schools, and Yale, their law school, their Yale, their Harvard, and all of these prestigious schools. You still want something. You still want them to succeed. You still want for yourself to have a business and to have your plan be in effect. You still want the dainties of Babylon. You still want the dainties of America. You still want your 401k plan. You still want your company. You still want your promotion. You still want to be that singer, be that star, be that entertainer, or be that athlete. You still want something from this land. And on top of that, you are still comfortable, because how can you leave your air conditioning and your Wi-Fi and all of your electronics, and how can you leave all of the amenities of Babylon? How can you leave? Oh man, we ain't got to leave this. You don't want to. You don't want to leave your plush carpet because your feet just sinks into it and it feels like you're walking on a cloud. You got your Persian rugs, and you got your comfortable sofa, your comfortable seat, your comfortable therapeutic numbers mattress. You just sink into the bed when you lie down. You still got your mind on this land. You still want something from it. You can't want nothing from this world. That's the truth of the matter. But many are still making excuses to stay here. And I just say, let the wicked be wicked still. Stay here. Have your comfort. Have your luxuries. Have your amenities. Have your pleasures. Have your dainties. You can't fathom yourself leaving the convenience of Babylon. I mean, look at their fast food services. You got to go get your fast food. Ain't nothing but a fast death. It's a fast death. You want to give your kids, you still want to give your kids these happy meals. You're not realizing what is in these restaurants and these fast food. The meat is dead. The meat is mystery meat. You got all types of animal in there. Kangaroo. You got horse. You got bat, rat, cat, dog, hog. You name it. You got it all wrapped up in your big burger, your Big Mac, your Whataburger. Got it all up in there. So you are actually changing yourself in your DNA. You're not the DNA of the children of Yasharal, because all of this is changing you on a biological level. And the Most High, his eyes is roaming to and from the earth. And he knows who is his. And it is not these people who are professing with these lips, nor are the people who are following some stranger, following some white Jesus, following some blonde hair and blue eyes. You don't want to let that Christian go. Christian crap go. You don't want to let that pagan tradition go. You still want your Easter bunny, and you still want your Christmas tree. You still want to deck the halls. You still want your Thanksgiving, giving thanks for the slaughter of the indigenous people. You still want your Halloween. I don't care if you call it Hallelujah Night or whatever you call it. You still want the lies of Satan. And you're making excuses, calling yourself a Christian. You're not even doing your due diligence. You're not calling the Most High by his name, nor are you calling his son's original name. But you want a stranger to govern you. You want a stranger to be your pastor and pimp you out. You want Pastor Pimp to take all your tithe money every Sunday and lie to you and make you feel real good with the lies. You want him to rub you up and coddle you to sleep and lull you to sleep as he pimp your pockets. That's what you want. You want it. You are a willing participant in your own demise. You have no excuse. But the righteous, they hear the voice of the Most High, and they're few, far, and in between. They are not following in these little groups of people who are following these so-called prophets, so-called pastors, and they think they're just going to be the only ones that make it out. You're stupid. You done lied to yourself. Y'all are not the ones. You think y'all are just the only pocket, and y'all the people. But yet your pastor ain't telling you the Exodus in full detail. He's saying, oh yeah, maybe we might have to get out, or oh, some are even saying, yeah, we're going to have to go. But when that time comes, when the rubber meets the road, guess who's going to be left behind? Crying their eyes out. It's going to be you, because you trusted in a man and you didn't trust in the Most High. And that so-called prophet, he going to be the one to go. And him and his family. Yeah, he going to get out. But he's going to die with the wicked and the death of the wicked. But he's going to make a way of escape for himself. He's going to try to flee out the back door and leave you high and dry after he done took all your tithe money, took all your hard-earned earnings, stole from you, and lied and puffed you up and made you believe he was this or that, or she was this or that, this mysterious savior. That's a stranger danger. But see, the elect has the mind of the Most High. They know the goal. They hear his voice, and another they will not follow. That's why I speak this to the elect, and they get it because they already had it. They already had it. It is just fanning the flame that is already locked up and shut up in the bones. They know they got to make haste. Get on the next thing smoking up out of the land of the enemy. Because you want to sit in Babylon and think that the nukes are going to go around you. And you just sit and be amazed, and you're the survivor, but you're in the midst of the smoke of torment that's rising up to heaven. That's stupid. Why would you want to be in the midst of the smoke of her torment after she gets bombed with fervent heat, after this horror, after Babylon, after America gets totally bombarded with the wrath of the Most High? Why would you want to just be sitting in the smoke of her torment? Don't make no absolute sense. So, like I said, the righteous, the elect has the mind of Abraham, the faith of Abraham, the faith of the Most High, the faith of the promise, the faith, and we will do exploits, mighty and great. And so the rest will be focused on all of the distractions and all the tactics of the enemy that he uses to trouble the population and get them to be offset in their priorities. And they will focus on minuscule and petty, worthless things. Minuscule and petty, worthless agendas. Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. I'm a radical left. I'm a far right. I am a conservative. I am a Republican and I am a Democrat. And this is stupid. These are parties that Satan has instituted. The priority is the Most High's word. The priority is the Most High's mandate. The priority is the Almighty. He say, seek me first. The Most High say, seek first the kingdom and the Most High and all of his righteousness, and everything else shall be added on to you. That's the mind of the righteous, the kingdom. But the war is against life. That is why Satan is attacking life on every level of the scale. And the righteous, we are not fooled. You can't fool us. You're not going to get me to be all discombobulated just because you're wearing this or you're wearing that, or just because you're participating in this belief or that belief. I know the truth, and the truth shall set me free, and it don't have to defend itself. It's the truth, whether you like it or not. So I don't have to sit up here and fight you with this truth. And the righteous will not even rebel against this system. It's not going to even rebel against oppression of America. The righteous will get out. The righteous just going to get out because there's no purpose here. It is all been set up for failure by Satan. And he's using this government and these politicians as puppets because they're not even the key players. They are just figurines that the devil is pulling the strings on. But there's a shadow government. There's shadow people who are cohesive in their malevolent plan. They are set to do the evils of Satan no matter what. They have made pacts. They have made pacts because they are the kingdom of darkness. Satan and all his minions, his spiritual watchers, fallen angels that fell with him, they actually are on one accord at the moment. Now their kingdom will be divided. It will be, because it got to fall. It's going to be divided, but they still have this. They have this like mind. They have one mind. They moving as one organism. They moving as one power. That's why you look on the back of the dollar, you see that Egyptian pyramid, and you see the all-seeing eye. That's because that's one eye. That's the one eye that they're looking tunnel vision out of. And they all see the same goal. They all see through the same spectrum. That one eye is indicative that they don't need two eyes. They don't need no other eye. The other eye is utterly darkened. And if the one eye be darkened, your whole body is full of darkness. And so they have this one perspective, one eye. That's why you see the celebrities, one eye symbolism, one perspective, one goal. And they've made pacts, and they've like the fallen watchers from the beginning. They've binded themselves with mutual imprecations that they're going to do this thing. Regardless of whatever consequences, they're going to do this thing. They're going to mess up humanity. They're going to make this world fall to hell. They're going to make this world corrupt. They're going to make it all a shamble, all full of anarchy. They're going to make hell on earth. They have binded themselves with that mutual agreement, this pact. And so that is at the top of the pyramid. You see at the top, the height, the pinnacle, the zenith of the pyramid. They put this eye, which I just explained to you what it means, and it is the smallest part of the pyramid because Satan uses a small amount of people to control the rest, to control the majority. He just only need a handful of fools that are fully devoted to him, fully know his secrets, fully see his creatures, and want to be one with these fallen spirits. He needs a little group of people, because he knows the power of cohesiveness. He knows the power of harmony. He knows the power of being on one accord. He knows the power in that. It is powerful to be on one accord. And Satan is using that for darkness. He's using that for wickedness. He's using that strategy and that principle of one accord harmonizing for evil. And he don't want the masses at the base of the pyramid. And he don't want those who he consider chattel to know this secret of the power of one mind and what one accord can do. Because if we all, and before I say this, that is why he wants to depopulate the world. That is why he wants to depopulate and get it down to a certain amount of number, because he is a coward, he's a loser, and he has to have a certain amount of people that he can control. If it's too many, a whole innumerable host of people on earth, then it's bound to be pockets of people who are not just so gullible and not just so readily available to bow down to foolishness. There's going to be some people that say, you know what, I'm not wearing a mask every day because I'm just not. I'm not going to hate you because you're black, so-called, or you're white, so-called. I'm not going to hate you. I don't even know you. Let me get to know you. Let me judge you according to your fruit. Let me just, and then that mentality and that vibration will cause a domino effect, and other people will say, yeah, you know what do we, yeah, let's just get along. Let's just, you know, that's what Satan and his minions are afraid of. That cohesiveness and people getting along and coming together in love, and definitely, ultimately coming together and giving heed and homage to the Creator, the Almighty Yah, and following and obeying his commandment. Devil definitely don't want that. So he got to destroy these pockets of just people who are rational thinkers, people who are just, they don't go along with the regular schedule programming, that are, they think, they are critical thinkers. They don't just take whatever you feed them and just gulp it down. He got to get rid of that, and he got to get rid of the large amount. Because if we were to know the power of one accord, Satan wouldn't have a chance. If we were to know the power of one accord in righteousness, Satan would have a chance. But the Most High, he got his remnant, and they are one body, and they are one mind of the Most High, and they are righteous, and they will harmonize in cohesiveness, and they may be a few in number, but they will inherit the world. They will inherit the promise, and they will not be a victim of Satan and death, hell, and the grave. They will not be a victim of the lake of fire, because they have learned through the Most High, the righteous, the elect. We learn what it means to be one body. We know the secret. We know the power in it. The Most High is the generator of the power. And we know our Most High. And so either way it goes, the devil loses, because he think he's doing depopulation, but the Most High, he don't need a large population. He don't. He don't. He wants a remnant. Most High wants those who are the cream of the crop. He wants those who are the best of the best. He's not just settling for anything. Although Satan is depopulating and slaughtering on a mass number, Satan is still settling for anything. Anyone that bow down and worship him. He don't care how they look, how they smell, whatever they wear, do what thou will. Just bow down and worship. And so that's the ultimate plan of the enemy. Ultimate agenda is the new world order. And he has to create chaos in order to bring in order out of chaos. He has to create all of these agendas fighting each other. All of the people at the bottom, all the people who he considers chattel. And I know I use the terminology, the masses. Well, that's because I don't consider the majority my fellow man, because I am not like the man that you see around in this everyday living condition. I am not like the fallen man of Adam. So they're not my fellow man. It is to the point, the Most High, he is sealing people up for Satan. They already have the mark of the beast. And they want to go out there and try to protest and put up their fists and hold up a sign and picket. You're a zombie. What are you doing? You're a zombie trying to get out there and fight for some cause that you believe in, and fight and be heard and be felt. You're a zombie. For those who are falling for the agendas of Satan, they're zombies already sealed for Satan. And the mark of the beast is just going to activate them. And so I say all that because this is all one message. I know it's a lot. I know this over an hour. I don't know the exact time. But those who have ears to hear, they will hear. Those who, even if it's just one sheep, even if it's just one, Most High go back for that one lost sheep. He go back for that one precious soul, that precious jewel that was lost. This ain't going to be for everybody. People may listen even until the end of it. But this video ain't going to go viral. And I don't mean viral in terms of numbers and views. I mean, it ain't going to go viral in their hearts. It ain't going to go viral in their spirit and germinate within and totally consume them to the point where they conform to the word of the Most High. It ain't going to go viral in their soul and change them, that they hearken. Y'all got to excuse me. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching. The devil want to stop it, but he won't. The devil want to interrupt. He want to interrupt this live stream. But I'm watching. If y'all can see, I turned the camera on. I got a little setup and I'm watching. Satan ain't going to stop this. All praises to the Most High. If it's just for one who hears and hearkens and take heed, his will be done. This ain't for everybody. This is only for the elect. It ain't for y'all who playing in the world. You still got your sentimental values somewhere in the land of your oppression. And I don't care if you run off and get some land in Tennessee, or you run off and get some land in South Carolina. You get you a plot and you think you're off the grid. You're not off the grid, honey. You're not off the grid. Satan has a whole America, this whole country mapped out to a T. And he even have drones that can come and pinpoint your exact location. So you think you're off the grid, all he got to do is send a drone and blow you up from miles away. So think with the mind of the Most High, not with your own understanding. Lean not to your own understanding. You don't understand what you read. Now, I too have been there, but the Most High is growing me up. It's time to grow up. I don't believe fairy tales no more. I'm not going to lie to myself no more. If I got a messed up situation, I'm going to speak on it and I'm going to get it right. I'm not going to lie to myself no more. And I'm not going to believe a lie. I'm growing up. It's time to get mature. Make your calling and election sure. So Satan is facilitating these fairy tales in the mind of the people. You got these Hebrews, like I said, they think, oh, yeah, we the people. We got royalty and loyalty all in our DNA. And we Yasharal, the tribe of Judah. We the people, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us. That power gonna fall on us. We're gonna be superheroes out here flying around, man, in Babylon. And the chariots, it's gonna zap and zoom and bloom us away, man. That ain't gonna happen. What are you talking about? What? No, that's a fairy tale. You even got these ancient Kemet, Egyptology, worshippers of the ancestors out here talking about, man, we was kings, man. We was kings. Yep, and I'm going to say it. We was kings. Man, our ancestors, man, they built them pyramids. They built that Sphinx. They built all of what you see in Africa and how they stole the ancient monuments. They built all of that. Our people had all this technology. They was spiritual. They was righteous. Man, they did wonders in the world. They was the powerful people. We come from the ancestors. We come from the cosmos. We come from the universe. And we gonna take back our place. This is the season. Liars. They got their pants on fire. These devils are lying to you. Charging you up so you can believe a lie. So what you can raise up. That's an agenda too. Satan all on social media. He all up on I'm telling you, it's multiple agendas. He using them to teach this. They got their little followers. They got their little fans saying, yeah, man, you right. Then they using all this esoteric verbiage, using all of this fictitious book knowledge. It ain't real. And yes, it has some truth in it, but truth mixed with a lie equals a lie. It got a lot of leaven in it. That leavens the whole lump. A little bit of drop of poison in a cup of water. The whole water, all the cup is poison. The whole thing. Throw it all in the trash. Throw the whole thing away. So they got these people believing that they're going to just take over. And this is what the mentality is festering and is fermenting in the heart and the psyches and the souls of the people who are listening to Satan's agendas. And what they're going to do with this Black Lives melanated Hebrew power, all of this ancient Kemet, my ancestors. Your ancestors couldn't even save themselves. How they going to save you? And I know that and stepped on some toes, but just say ouch and repent. Say ooh, ah, e, whatever letter of the alphabet you got to say, and repent. Because that mindset, that mentality is going to get you slaughtered. Because Satan wants you to spill over, and he wants you to bubble over, and he wants you to go out with that mind and be even more violent than the people before you. Like I said, Black Lives Matter and that protesting for George Floyd was just a blueprint. It was just a precursor, just a forerunner for what Satan wants to implement throughout the world. He wants the chaos, the riots, the ruckus, the disturbance. He wants all hell to break loose, people to fight, people to argue. So you're going to go out there and watch and witness how many black folk, so-called black folk, get slaughtered in America and abroad. Because you're going to rise up with this mentality that you so powerful and your black power is going to take over. And you're going to be like the ancestors in the stars. And you tapped into your higher self. You lied to yourself, you devil. And you're going to go out there. And I don't care what little shotgun and pistols and AK-47s and whatever you got. What that little artillery going to do? Don't you know they got military weapons that you can't even fathom? You still thinking that a lightsaber is Star Wars when they actually have a lightsaber. You still thinking that the invisible cloak is Harry Potter. They have an invisible cloak that they can shield in the military and creep up on their opposition with. They have nanotechnology that they're putting in the food and putting in the water. And you think you on an alkaline diet, but you got nanotechnology all throughout your body. And then they have weaponized insects that looks like a mosquito or a bee It looks like an ant, but it's really weaponized. It's military weaponry from the government sent not only to record and spy. They got cameras the size of a pinhole. They put it in the eye of an insect and come creep up on you. But it can bite you. And you think you just got bit by a mosquito or stung by a bee. But you really got poison in your veins that is streaming through your blood. You got stung by Satan and his weapons. They got weapons that can zap you and turn you into powder, turn you into dust, puff you up, literally puff you up. They got military weapons. They got fallen alien technology, y'all, that we ain't never even heard. They have time machines. You see the CERN machine? Where do you think that came from? Can't no man just make up a CERN machine. Can't just think of this. I have a diagram and a blueprint for a CERN machine that can just transfer matter. I don't care how ingenious a person is or how intellectual, how smart, whatever they are. All of this fallen intellect, that's what it is. Satan. That's Satan giving forbidden knowledge to these corrupted vessels of dishonor. And they're making their little busy bees for Satan. And they're going to be destroyed. And Satan ain't got no love for them. He's just using them. So they got technology that can laser you. They got laser beams. They have, like I said, drones that can pinpoint your exact location from the satellite in the sky. The satellite that is up in the sky. I don't believe they're in space. I don't think they go that far, but they're somewhere up in the sky. Let's just say that. And it can pinpoint a quarter on the ground, on the surface. It can zoom in all the way down and see the details of it. So the only safe place is the designated place that the Most High said in his word. He said in Revelation, he's going to give the woman and her seed, which is Yasharal, wings as an eagle to fly into the wilderness and to be nourished and kept for time and half a time. And Satan is going to try to come in and ambush like a flood. But the Most High is going to have the ground open up and help her. And Satan is not going to be able to prevail. But he's going to go around slaughtering everybody else. And especially targeting those who keep the word of the Most High in their hearts. Because there's still going to be some saints. I believe that there is a difference between the saints and the elect. And peradventure is if it's the Most High's will, I will get into that in a later video. I know this video is getting kind of lengthy. And all praises to the Most High because, like I said at the beginning, Most High don't have any time constraints. He don't have any time restrictions. This is not like your pastor pork chop that got to be in and out in 30 seconds because he got some food to cook. He got some pork to eat. And he got some money that he stole from your tithes to go and spend and put in his bank account. He got some Mercedes he needs to buy. He got some work to do. So he give you a hot pocket message. But the Most High, he speaks expressly. And those who have ears to hear, they're going to make it and hear it all the way till it's all said and done. And I thank the Father for this because it's no glory of mine own. Everything I've gotten from the Most High. Freely I receive and freely I give. I'm not here trying to swindle you. I'm not here putting no PayPal account for you to just give to me. And I'm not here giving you bits and pieces so I can lure you in and keep you a fan so I can open up a Patreon account and give you access to me for just $10 or $25 or you can be a higher up if you give me $50 and I really talk to you and then you can get a live chat. I'm not here to do that. I will get out here on a plantation and get down in the mud, get dirty and work for what I need. I'm not here to take your money and just sit around and just expect to be cared for by people, or manna just going to fall out the sky. The manna that fell from heaven is spiritual. It is a spiritual indication. It is representing more than just a manna. Yes, it was literal manna in the wilderness. He fed them. He fed them. He nourished them. Just like he will with the wilderness on the second Exodus. It's going to turn into a paradise, an oasis. But that manna also represents spiritual manna. The Most High is feeding me. His word is quenching my thirst. His bread of life is keeping me sustained. But he also say, if a man don't work, he don't eat. And that goes for women too. You can work as well. You don't eat. So I'm not here to take your money. I will get a job. I will do what I got to do. I will do what the Most High allows me to do for whatever temporary time. Yes, it's going to come a time where the righteous is going to be served. Hallelujah. The righteous is going to be served. We shall have handmaidens and male maidens, male servants. It's not just female servants, male servants as well. Read Isaiah chapter 14. We shall have handmaidens, because like I said, there is a hierarchy in the Most High's order in his kingdom. And what he has put in place, it shall stay in place. Who can move it? The Most High put Yasharah as the apple of his eye. Who's going to touch the apple of his eye and try to take it out and put themselves there? Nobody can do it. So there's going to be servants that service us with joy and gladness, saying these are truly indeed the people of the Most High. They are truly indeed the children of the promise. Yes, they are Yasharah, the ones who have the power with the Most High and man. So Gentiles, know your role. All those who are grafted in, know your role and appreciate it. Because nobody else is going to get that role if they don't appreciate it. You're not getting there. You're going to get cut off. So all praises to the Most High Yah. Just to briefly reiterate what was already said, just to wrap it up. Don't be moved. Righteous, elect, remnant. You can't be moved. I know. But it's times that you may be discouraged or dismayed, or you may feel the vibration of the world and their wicked energy that causes anxiety and troubles you. And you may become a little stirred up, and all of that you have seen may have seeped into your psyche as well. And then you act it out, but you got to know that this is not the hour to have any openings for the enemy. Fast and pray and seek the Most High's face. Kill the flesh. This is time to be fasting often. Not just once every blue moon, or once every year, once ever so often. But it's time to fast often. Smite this flesh and get prepared. Settle it in your heart. I know you got a little startled. What? We got to leave? What? I don't know where to go. Have faith. And settle yourself and know that the hour is at hand. Prepare and let us go forth in the mandatory exodus that the Most High has called for his people. And he will register you in the land that he has promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he will protect his own. That he will seal in the forehead. He will seal them. The 144,000, the ones that are living, that are alive. They're not dead. They're surely alive unto life everlasting, life more abundant. Because the breath has been enhanced. Because man became a living soul. Man, after the fall of Adam, still became a living soul with the breath in their nostrils. But that breath has to be enhanced by Yahushua HaMashiach. giving life more abundantly, breath more abundantly, where you don't have to gasp, you don't have to inhale and exhale, you just got to be. All praises to the Most High Yah. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name. Hallelujah. I salute the brethren. I love you all sincerely. And behold, the hour is at hand. Behold, the Most High is with us. Be encouraged. And soon we will get together. The Most High will get us collected because we are one body. Spirit and in truth, we are together, aligned. But in the physical, we are separated for a temporary time. But the Most High will gather his righteous together. As a hen doeth gather her chicks underneath her wings. That's how the Most High gonna get his righteous underneath his wings. One accord, together. Protected, empowered, in spirit and love and truth and harmony. And so, in closing, what more can I say? I would look at the chat right now, but what more needs to be said? I thank you all for being here. And I pray this, I know this was a baraking, because the Most High's word will not return back to him void. It's not going out without a purpose. It's on a mission and it will accomplish it. Mission accomplished. So hallelujah. I'm going to get out here and enjoy the rest of this day in the nature of what I can behold and hone in on. That which is lovely, that which is just, that which is a good report, that which is virtue, that which is true. I'm going to think upon these things, meditate upon these things. Beware of wolves that come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. They are beasts. Beware of these dogs. Beware of dogs. Beware of them. They're lying to you. They're taking all your super chat money, taking all your hard-earned money. That's all they want from you. They are not telling you what has been told here. They're not conveying to you this true message. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but the majority. If anybody is out there making a living off of the word, as far as you are getting income, and that is what you're depending on, because you're teaching and you have some revelation and you have a message, or you have a following, or you have an audience, or you have ears. I'm telling you, you're wicked. You're doing it for the money. Why don't you labor and toil and make your own income come in? Labor with your own hands and stop being burdensome. Nobody got to prop and fluff my pillow. You ain't got to pay me for this. Free of charge. Freely it was given unto me. Freely I give. This ain't about no money scheme. So I thank the Father for this. I thank him. And until next time, I salute the brave brethren. Behold. Behold. Hallelujah. Shalom.